Hey guys, what's going on? Megan here. One of the common questions I get from men who are trying to increase testosterone is, Megan, how do I increase testosterone when I'm on a budget, when I'm broke? A lot of guys like using it as an excuse. Oh, me, I can't do this. It costs too much, whatever. So I'm going to address that in this video. I want to look at the most important things that increase testosterone, right? The 10 testosterone commandments. If you go through the entire scientific literature and you condense every testosterone boosting factor into 10 things, this is what you get. The 10 testosterone commandments. By the way, get my book on that. I have a free version and a paid version. It's up to you. And I'm going to rank them based on how expensive they are, right? So if some of them are going to require you to have a lot of money, right, unfortunately, and some of them are going to be so cheap that, anyone can do it, right? So I'm going to put, it depends. That's in the middle, cheap, you have zero excuses. That one is, it's so cheap that, again, you have no excuses. A little expensive, not going to lie, right? And then obviously you effed. So at the bottom here is things that's very expensive. All right, let's get started. Getting sunlight. One of the top 10 testosterone commandments is getting enough sunlight. Obviously through your eyes and skin, blah, blah, blah. Watch my videos on that. Come on. You have zero excuses, bro. You don't need a lot of money to get enough sunlight. In fact, the more broke you are, the easier it is to get sunlight, right? You got nothing to do. So that one, you have no excuses. Next, getting at least 10,000 steps a day, or what I should say is being active, right? I say steps, but it's really activity, being active. I'm not talking about just lifting weights. I'm talking about moving around, whether it's swimming, sparring, riding your bike, being on your feet, just, being active. Ideally, 10,000 steps or more. That one is, you have zero excuses. How much money do you need to go out for a walk? Come on, see? Next, losing body fat. Again, you have, actually, I want to put that one at cheap, right? I'm not going to put it at, actually, I'm going to put that you have no excuses. Come on, right? If you broke, then if anything, you should be skinny as shit, right? If you fat, that clearly shows that you have a surplus of energy, a surplus of calories, and you don't move enough. So you have no excuses. You might argue that to eat healthy, it's going to be a bit expensive, but I disagree. I disagree because there's many, many ways to find cheap foods that are also healthy. I think I made a tier list on that. Look it up, right? I think I made a video on the best foods for testosterone based on return on investment. So check that one out. So yeah, you have no excuses. Easy to lose body fat. In fact, the more broke you are, the leaner you should be. There's the reason why when you go to poor countries, it's very hard to find fat motherfuckers, right? Next, you have attract. Oh, that one. Let me think about this one. I'll come back to that one. Getting plenty of sleep. Again, you have no excuses. How much money do you need to sleep? If you got time to watch TV, play video games, you got time to get plenty of sleep. Next, yeah, so this one is going to be a little eating. So that's the steak part. So that's eating fatty animal protein. I'm going to put that one at a little expensive, not going to lie. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Protein is a bit expensive, right? Especially high quality red meat. That's a little expensive. Eggs used to be cheap as hell, but I don't know where you guys live, but lately eggs have been going crazy in price for obvious reasons. So before, you guys, I was going to put this in cheap when eggs were still obviously affordable, but now eggs are getting a little pricey. Now, of course, there are things you could do. Watch my video where I explain a lot of alternatives if you broke. But as far as high quality, red meat, salmon, fatty fish, yeah, it's a little expensive, I'm not going to lie. But it's not an excuse. There are still things you can do. Next, getting high quality plant sources. So fruits, vegetables, good low GI starches, blah, blah, blah. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little expensive. It's a little expensive, right? Now, of course, if you get beans and stuff like that, then that's cheap. But as far as getting fruits, berries, pomegranates, kiwi, as well as even honey, because I actually put honey in that category because it is kind of plant derived, right? If you want to be technical, the bees get it from plants. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little expensive. So I'll give you guys a pass. But like I always say, there are things you could do. In fact, I made a video called the best testosterone boosting carbs. If you broke, check that one out. So next, lifting weights. I'm gonna put that one at cheap. I'm not gonna put that you have no excuses because a lot of you guys don't have no access to a gym. It could be a little pricey depending on where you live, but you could do calisthenics. You could go to the park, right? So that's the only reason why I'm not putting it at a low expense is because there are things you could do, And if you have a little money, you could buy adjustable dumbbells, you could buy plates, guys, as long as I keep seeing those videos of the Africans and the guys in India who are finding ways to lift weights with break and shit, you have no excuses if you live in America or in a first world country. So I'm gonna put that one at cheap. Next, being surrounded by attractive women. Come on, you could do that. I'm gonna put that at cheap, right? Women are not always in expensive places, right? Like I said, you don't have to interact with them. You just got to be in a place where there's a lot of pretty women around you. That's gonna increase your testosterone. I showed the studies and blah blah blah. So you don't need a lot of money to do that. You go to the park. You could go to the obviously to the gym. You know, it's not hard to be in a place. You go to a library. You know, bitches like to read a lot. So yeah. Next, you have that one is the same thing as the body fat part, the stomach, right? Making sure you're not too shredded. Again, you have no excuses, right? By the way, those two are the same thing. You know, it's the stomach part, making sure you're not too fat and too shredded. Again, you don't need a lot of money to make sure you're not too shredded. Are you kidding me? Next, making sure you're not too stressed out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put that one at you kind of fuck. I'm not gonna lie because even when you got a lot of money, it's hard to reduce mental stress. Mental stress is always gonna be there. So, and if you broke, your stress might even be higher. Don't get me wrong. With money comes stress as well, right? Because this is how we see you entering a new tier. But if you super broke, you're gonna be kind of stressed. Now, of course, there are things you could do. Watch the video that I made, I think yesterday or the day before, on how to lower stress, how to lower cortisol. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I tell men you can't be broke. You can't afford to be broke because you're gonna be stressed all the fucking time. Keep in mind, the stress is not just for mental stress; it's also for physical stress. So inflammation, toxins, pollution, all those things. And yeah, the more broke you are, the harder it is to avoid mental and physical stress. Last but not least, competing for status, competing in things that are related to your ikigai, competing with other men. Again, you have no excuses. It's easy to do that, right? It's easy to find rivals or friends or other men to compete with, right? So as you can see, guys, most 70% of the testosterone commandments can be done if you broke. So you have no excuses. Okay. All right. Hope this video helps. Don't forget to join the SKOOL community, support the channel, buy the ebooks, and hit me up for coaching, consultation, blah, blah, blah. I'm out of here.